hope your front door is locked and your phone is switched off. It's match time, and nothing can come in the way of a head coach and his Blood Bowl.
It's going to be a bit of an interesting stream because my guests will be joining me for real talk on the topic of mental health, and that's again. So we're trying to raise money for a charity, the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation, which funds research specifically.
Balls of steel.
Thank you for the resub. Join RBS. Awesome. So the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation funds research specifically focused on finding cures or better treatments for mental health issues. But the thing about mental health issues is that people often feel quite uncomfortable talking about them. People tend to keep these things to themselves, and that's kind of too bad, because actually talking about these things is a big part in learning to deal with them, in being understood by those around you. So I figured it might be good if we, as content creators, try to set a bit of a positive example. Try and show everyone out there, the viewers and whoever, that it's okay to talk about this shit. That it can be heavy, it can be tough, but that it's better to share. And I suffered from burnout about a year ago, so I guess I'll be talking about that a bit. And I have some good guests. Sheepy's here right now. Caffeine Princess is here, my awesome mod. Hi, Caff.
Hi.
Hi. So, also, great job on the new mic. And we're going to have Squiggy coming online, the commissioner of the Reddit Blood Bowl Rookie League, and we're going to have Full Metal online, the commissioner of the Reddit Blood Bowl League. And, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Simlogo. It's an important topic, and I feel like we could all do with remembering this and focusing on this every once in a while. So, while doing this, I'm also going to be playing some Blood Bowl, which might be a bit of a weird mix with the real talk stuff. I'm not sure what Sheep's planning is, because I was looking for someone to play against in the morning, and Kummo volunteered. But if Sheep's planning is such that he's available now and not in the afternoon, then we might have to swap that around a bit. And I'm not going to stress out about any of that, because this is meant to be a chill stream. So I'm also going to have my breakfast on stream, and this is going to be a relaxed occasion, right? So
Talk for yourself. I'm so nervous that I don't know where to go right now.
You can stay right where you are.
I even nibbled on a mood stabilizer this morning.
Well, that's a good start. Way to be on topic. Sheep will be available in an hour or so. All right, then Sheep will probably be my second opponent during this stream. How are you doing, Caff?
A little bit shaky. Very nervous. I never talked in front of 84 people before.
It'll be fine.
I hope so, if I make a total ass out of myself. I mean, don't hate me, guys.
Just be yourself. It's cool. So,
Yeah.
I didn't make a team yet. And the concept I have, I'm going to be playing as Goblins, and the concept I had was going to be remedies, basically, which is not entirely fair, but the thing I wanted to do. So Kummo actually named his team after I think 13 different mental illnesses. So I figured I'd name my team after nice and cuddly and fluffy things. So let's not go with scary clown here, because that is actually a phobia. Okay, goblins don't do nice and cuddly and fluffy. Is there anything? I guess something wood elfy. Let's go.
Are there no kittens?
I don't think there are kitten logos, and the rest is just letters, right? Yeah. So, apples or frogs? I guess. Blood Bowl doesn't do cuddly. I guess, actually, the Red Cross would be kind of okay. That kind of fits.
That's kind of suitable.
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it just? So... Stadium is called the Sanatorium. Yeah, thanks, Fracking Brisket. So, yeah, team. Let's see. So we're going to name all of our players after things that make you feel better. So, this guy will not be called I Puke, he'll be called Kittens. That makes sense. And, how about Hugs?
Hugs help.
Mm-hmm.
You need one named Meds.
Meds, yeah. Let's see. The Loony can be named Meds. I guess that kind of fits. Meds. That's good. We're not going to start with a bomber. Yeah, I've already got a kittens. So, any suggestions, Caff?
Blankets.
Blankets. I like that.
Hot
Blankets
chocolate.
are good. Hot chocolate. All right. Excellent. Confidence is nice. Confidence is good.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's all part of a new kind of alternative treatments. Now with chainsaws. I like it.
Orgasms. Orgasms are... No, orgasms are not allowed. Orgasms. Nope, not with the space either. We'll make this work. I'm sure Focus will forgive me. Because it's for a good cause. There we go.
Volume. We already have meds sheet.
How about friends? Oh, there we go. Yes.
Great mind.
Indeed, indeed. Hey there, Black Books. Family. Family fits. Although family could be in the other list as well sometimes, to be fair.
Yeah. Yes, awareness.
Awareness. That's a nice suggestion. Thank you, James. Games. Games is a good one. Although, I guess game addiction probably fits in the other list.
Yeah, but now we're just doing ordinary games. Not World of Warcraft.
Not World of Warcraft, indeed. Because it's not like Blood Bowl is addictive at all, right?
Nah.
It's not like I spent a year longer on my PhD because of Blood Bowl. That would be silly.
Shush. No such thing happened.
Alright, belief. Well, we already have confidence. I think
it might be another kind of belief.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, it's not my thing. It's not my thing, but I do think it will. It does help a lot of people. So fair enough. Belief.
And therapy.
Yeah, therapy is a great suggestion. Thank you, Fracking Biscuit, for that. Therapy. Oh, Is there any music by therapy in the playlist, by the way, Caff?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Also, are you running Blood Bowl 2 right now? Because you are occasionally breaking up a little bit. So I think we might have to do without for your CPU's sake.
Oh my god!
Right, this gives me 13 players. That sounds like a lot. David Bowie is definitely on the playlist. Music, we don't have music yet. Music should definitely be
we
in
need
there.
music on there.
So I'm going to have way too many players, I think. But I have 270k. Let's see, how about rerolls? Leaves me 150k. That would be 3 bribes and no stars. That's kind of bad, though. I kind of want a star. So if I had to skip one, it would have to be belief. Well, the star is 60k, I think.
Is there a special song you want on?
No, not really. It's just that the band itself fits, I guess. You can search your list and see if there's anything by therapy there.
There wasn't.
We'll figure it out in the break or something. So I'd have to drop 2 players to be able to afford the stars. Fine, belief and orgasms will go. So that would leave me to 30.
No orgasms.
Well, just wait until Hugs kills depression. That's going to be awesome. So, you know what? Let's not overthink this. So, did I not confirm my changes or something? No, it's the extra money, of course. Friendly match. Invite a friend. Kummo. Let's invite Kummo. So, to those of you who don't usually watch, Kummo is one of my great mods. He's the one who always finds every link for anyone, and always comes up with the same things I want to say. In Blood Bowl 2, you should have a message saying you've been invited to a friendly, and you click that, Kummo. There we go. So I shall be playing not one of these. Oh wait, that's all the standard teams. Let's go through my list then. I may have quite a bunch of teams. Did I mention I have a lot of teams? Let's look for the Red Cross. There we go. And that's that. I'm going to set the turn time to maximum because this is a chill stream. This is a real talk stream, and we're not going to worry about things. Today's topic, Ogres. Alright, so 4 minutes, and yes, I would like some inducements, please. So, we have... Oh, I still get 150k too, of course. So, let's see. Bribes are nice. Yeah, I may have misplanned this.
Can you bribe away anxiety and depression?
We got fungus. Do we want bomber? How much is Nobla? Nobla is 130. Then we'd have 2 souls. Could get scrap.
Hey, sheep. There is nothing wrong with Radiohead's Creep. I will defend that song until the day I freaking die.
Yeah, let's go with this. I should have probably counted this out a little bit. No, I don't want bomber. Let's get Nobla Blackwort in there. There we go. 3 bribes, fungus, and Nobla.
I'm tempted to set up a straw poll for people who love and people who hate Creep.
Yeah, I do. I do very much enjoy the song as well. So thanks for putting it up there. So for the break time, we're going to be playing a playlist of music that is actually related to today's topic, which Caff made for us, which is awesome. So thank you for that, Caff.
I call it the most depressing playlist ever.
Good thing YouTube has kittens and stuff, hugs and everything.
Yeah, actually, yesterday when I created it, I had to look at kittens every now and then to not cry.
Your voice is breaking up a little bit, either because of the game running, or maybe because you released the push to talk key a bit early, something like that, I think.
No, that's just my voice cracking. I will ditch the game then.
Okay, thank you. OK Computer is certainly their most... Well, the album I've listened to the most at the very least. So I get to defend, which is kind of sucky. Winning the toss is helpful.
Hey, is there a way for people to add songs to the playlist?
You can make your playlist, so that anyone who has the link can add to it. That is a possibility, yes. So, question 1, saw or 2?
How do I do this?
All depends on how badly you want to win. That is very fair enough. So, real talk, huh? Are you scared? I'm scared.
I'm not scared. You're scared.
Good girl.
I have the worst voice crack right now because I'm nervous.
The team value is equal here after I spent everything I had on inducements, yes. I think we're 20k apart with the 3 bribes and the 2 stars.
Hey, Becky! Thanks for dropping by, sweetie.
Hi there, Becky. Welcome.
Becky is one of the mods at another streamer I watch.
Okay, cool. Nice. Is this Judge?
Yes!
Hi, Becky.
She's the best mod ever. We should really try to get her over here and watch Blood Bowl because she would mod the shit out of your channel.
Okay, that sounds great. Let's see
then
if
I
she
don't have to
enjoys
do stuff.
today. Let's see if she enjoys today first. So, I'm having a hard time starting the part where we talk about stuff.
Yeah, that's the stigma of it, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess I'll go first. So, I was working at the university teaching, and I had received a planning for my work, which made sense on average across a 2-year time span, but didn't make sense at the at the local level, basically. So on average, across 2 years, I worked 32 hours a week, which was fine. But it turns out that a lot of that was actually in the same time period. That was not so fine. And so, being the, system thinker that I am, I figured, well, I agreed to do this, so I have to do this, instead of going, hey, you know what, I don't think this is working for me because I can't manage this. So I was teaching 2 courses by myself back to back. Oh, there goes the blitz. And during this time, I also supervised 10 bachelor students for their research project. And I was supposed to grade 75 papers for someone else's course, which was also kind of a bad course. So I didn't, and I felt guilty about that a lot. And I realized that I started to avoid looking at my email, which is kind of difficult if you're teaching a course by yourself. And so I built up guilt about this, and I wound up only going to work when I specifically had to teach, and then I didn't even show up in the office. I just taught my classes and went and worked from home. I still worked super hard on the stuff that was mine, but I just skipped everything else. And that bothered me a lot. That did not work well for me.
When did you realize that you were actually sick?
Well, I remember I hadn't checked my email, so I couldn't see what was going on there. And I was taking an exam for one of my courses, and the person in charge of the bachelor projects came into the room where I was taking the exam, saying that we had to talk. Because she couldn't get hold of me, I wasn't answering my phone. I think I had my phone turned off for a long time. I didn't check the email. I just didn't respond to anything, ever.
And that was the moment you were like, okay, this is not normal. That something's up.
Well, no, I was just ashamed at that time. And it wasn't until a while later. So she said, well, we're going to have a meeting. Can you drop by my office? And then I explained to her why I hadn't done the things, as far as I understood them myself. And she said, well, this kind of sounds burnout-like. You might, you should have a talk with your immediate boss, and we're going to set you up with a meeting. So basically, she spotted it, and I hadn't yet at the time.
That's a good thing she picked up on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was shaking, basically. And to this day, whenever I want to open my email, I mean, I'm right now, I really, really love my job. I enjoy it a lot. But whenever I need to open my email to do work stuff, I still get sweaty palms. And I still have the urge to go to my email, before seeing my inbox, hit the search button, and then immediately type the thing I'm looking for so that I don't have to see my inbox. And that's really a kind of ingrained, hard-coded fear. And I know it's silly. I know that I'm on top of things. I know that if I go and check my email, I'm going to find that things are actually going well. But it's so stuck in my head. I don't feel like I'm suffering from this burnout anymore, but it's still in my way. And yeah, that's weird. I mean, actually, from what I've heard, that's actually something that people with burnout suffer from. It's the anxiety about the idea that it might not be over. Whenever they get any kind of symptoms, a big part of their worry is, oh no, could it be starting again? And Well, I don't suffer from that too much because I really, really love what I do. And I think I'm okay. But I have to tell myself that a lot.
Yeah, I know that both my mother and I suffered from a burnout. And I think that a lot of you said about the anxiety of it coming back. I suffer, for anyone who doesn't know me, I suffer from depression and panic attacks, anxiety, general anxiety disorder, I think it's. And it's weird how the fear of the anxiety attacks triggered the panic attacks. And I get that a lot, especially now when I'm on sick leave for a burnout, and I still have issues doing stuff like go to the store, which is not at all work related. Well, kind of, because I used to work in a store. But it's like I can't. The fear of going outside and having people notice that I'm not normal, that fucks me over every single fucking day.
Oh, obsessive compulsive disorder has just injured therapy. Sorry.
Damn it.
Yeah. So, you say when going to the store, is it that, or does it feel more like whenever I leave the house? Because I know that a lot of people have that about interacting with the world in general, basically.
I have both. Before I have the I don't want to leave my apartment part of it. And I also have when I finally get there, I'm like, yay, I made it. And then there's all these, all the colors, all the sounds, all the stress, everything. And my heart starts racing and I forget what I'm doing there. Duff had his first anxiety attack 2 weeks ago. Did you also think that you were having a heart attack?
Yeah, so I'm between talking to you, Caff, and trying to also play a game because I'm a streamer and I don't do IRL stuff. I'm having a bit of trouble also focusing on chat, but thank you guys so much for sharing. I would briefly like to point out that between a little over an hour from now and almost 2 hours after that, so in my time that would be 11:15 until 1, a close friend of mine called Dot will be available to chat with you guys on stream as well, and she is a trained psychologist. So if you have any questions or would like to ask for advice, she might actually be able to help a little bit, which I think is awesome. So that doesn't mean I don't want you to post your questions or comments here right now. I mean, I really enjoy that, but I just wanted to point out that that if you have any stuff that you would feel helped by talking to someone with actual training in this, she's going to be there.
Shy guy, maybe you feel like you shouldn't be here because you are mentally not very stable right now, or maybe this is the perfect time to actually be here because we're kind people. Yeah,
I mean, and I hope that we don't make this entire stream depressing in and of itself. Because what we also want to show is that while all of us suffer or have suffered from these kinds of things, we're also all people that are kind of fun to hang with. At least I think so. I know Caff is. Well, I know you are.
I'm fucking hilarious.
Exactly.
Let's see here. Flux says that yes, he was convinced that panic attacks was a heart attack. And I really do think that is the same. It has the same feeling. You have the shortness of breath. You have the pressure over your chest. You have the numbing of the fingers. At least I do. And I talked to my mother, and she works as a nurse at a cardiac ward in town. And she told me that most females who come in thinking that they are having a heart attack are actually having an anxiety attack. Because the symptoms are so alike. The most torn people usually are funniest. Yeah, I guess so, Come. You have to hide it somehow.
Yeah, I think I just get along with broken people really well. Oh, autism is stunned. Yeah, I do suspect that I have. Well, the thing about autism is it's classifying it as a disorder is a bit tricky because it's basically you have the range of normal human functioning, and people exist on a very, very broad line in that regard. I can't even fit the line I'm drawing on the cam. And we've decided that people who are at the extreme end of that range are classified as autistic. But a lot of people with autism do tend to be able to function fairly well. Some of them have some advantages, and I think you could classify most people somewhere on that line, right? So, wow, did she just fail 3 boneheads in a row? That's kind of cool. So, for example, I'm pretty sure that my mom is a little bit more autistic than I am, and I mean, I'm a scientist, I'm a nerd. I'd like to think that I'm somewhere on that spectrum too. I guess something like sub-threshold, high-performing Asperger's, whatever. Doesn't really matter what label you put on there. The thing is, I'm not comfortable with labeling it as a disorder per se. I like to think about it as the range of human personality that fits more for me.
And I wouldn't like to call it a disorder because as long as it doesn't interfere with your day-to-day life, it's not actually a disorder. To me, a disorder has to interfere with doing shit. And maybe that's wrong of me, I don't know.
Oh,
JP changed his friends after a burnout. Yeah, I think that is... There are leeches out there, energy leeches, and being burnt out and hanging with these people is not a good idea. Because the little energy you have to actually do shit will be taken away from you by these people because they don't understand what's going on. And Nick of Time asks if this is going up on the YouTubes as well, or just a video.
Yes, it will be on YouTube too.
Woohoo! I'll be a YouTube celebrity!
You already would be if you care to upload your streams.
Why would I do that? If you get demonetized, or labeled for it, what the fuck would I get? I remember a certain conversation I had with a certain troll in my stream the other day. I don't think YouTube would like that one.
Wow, that's very anal retentive of YouTube.
Har. Death was completely burnt out, so I left my job and I got a new one in a private hospital. Now I'm happy as a Larry and dealing with my shit, as well as meds. Yeah, meds really do help, but I still think that meds are a lot like a band-aid over a gunshot wound. You can... It's a help, but it's not a treatment.
Well, it really depends on the disorder, as well as the background of it. For example, so people respond very, very differently to different kinds of meds. When it comes to depression, for example, you can have depression brought on largely by hereditary factors, and that tends to respond less effectively to therapy and more effectively to meds. Whereas if you have a depression,
the one called clinical depression, right?
No. Well, so like I said, I may be a neuroscientist, but I'm really not a mental health expert. I believe clinical depression is just the label for when you are officially diagnosed.
Okay.
But you might be more of an expert on this than I am, to be honest. The thing is, if your depression is largely caused by hereditary factors, then it's basically your natural neurochemistry balance that is in trouble. But if your depression is less caused by these less caused by these genetic factors, and more by traumatic life events, for example, then you're more likely to respond to therapy and less likely to continuously require these meds. And we don't always know. I mean, everyone goes through shit. Everyone deals with the shit they go through differently. So whether you're in one category or another might not even be known to you.
Or you're in both.
Exactly. That's kind of the thing. You could be you could have the genetic basis for it and have traumatic life events. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of us will fit in there. So my mom has suffered from depression. Has been diagnosed and taken meds for ages. And I don't think I've ever really been depressed, but I know that I've had symptoms, and I've thought once or twice, like, I wonder if that's what's going on. I don't think it's entirely there, but I know that I have something of a basis for it, basically.
My depression is what they call it's hereditary. My mom had the same, and my all the girls in my family are fucking depressed. But I had issues because I had my first panic attack when I was 14. I had my first depressive episode when I was 19, 20-ish that I know of. And the first meds I got, they fucked me over completely. And I actually tried. I'm not suicidal at all, but I actually tried throwing myself out of a window at the 4th floor because the meds really didn't work. And that's so weird because now I have meds that work. I feel better. I wouldn't say I'm normal, but I'm better. But how come that? Because you should know this. Why does some pills work and some don't?
I don't think we know even. I mean, neurochemistry is not a simple matter. As a matter of fact, we don't even understand why some of the pills work in the first place. Most antidepressive medication acts on your serotonin system. So, like SSRIs, for example, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Basically, what they do is when your neurons in your brain release serotonin, a neurotransmitter, you That's nice, Fracking Biscuit. You release this serotonin into the room between the two neurons, the synapse. And you have proteins which take the serotonin back into the cell that released it, which decreases the signal. And the SSRIs, those drugs, they actually inhibit that protein, so prevent it from taking it back, which means the serotonin signal gets released for longer. And the thing is, we know from how the pharmacology works that serotonin release, that serotonin affecting your brain happens fairly instantly when you start taking meds. But the actual mood improvements that you feel if you've taken meds take, I don't know, like 2 weeks-ish. So that
I think that's 10 days to 2 weeks.
Yeah. So the effect that we understand happens immediately, but the effect that the effect that we're looking for happens 2 weeks later. What happens in the meantime, we don't really know. We know it fixes you, but we don't know how, and that goes for a lot of science. I mean, it used to be that people had ideas about how to do science, and they would just apply them without knowing they worked. By now, what we tend to do is we know that they work, but we quite often don't know how they work. So, yeah, we're not really there yet.
But I must say that the meds have gotten way better than they were like 10, 15 years ago.
Well, yeah, so people have worked on lots of different variations and ways of timing release and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, because the old meds, a lot of them seem to just flatten you out. You didn't have the highs and you didn't have the lows.
Mm-hmm.
And that might work for some people, but I mean, just walking around in a gray fucking limbo? Oh yeah, that sounds really, really good.
Yeah, this is also
that was me being sarcastic. But
Thank you. I think most of us picked up on that. No, that's also what I hear from a lot of people who take ADHD meds. For instance, they describe their lives as just not as rich, not as worth it as it was without taking meds. I know plenty of people who've actually stopped taking them at all because they didn't like who they were on meds. And then there's, of course, side effects such as hair loss, weight gain, weight loss, sleep loss, oversleeping. Do you want to fill me in here? Because I'm sure you've got more.
oh my god, the side effect. I think one of the funniest ones I got was rashes. One of the meds I took, I flared up like I looked horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there is the drop in what's it called? Libido, sex.
Libido, sex drive.
Libido.
Yeah, I'm not libido. I don't know. Sex drive. Sex drive is the word we're looking for.
Yeah, and that's really sad because sometimes when I'm on my meds, I can't have people touch me. I can't do hugs. I can't sit close to people because I get these. And that's not really good.
If considering orgasms were on our list of good stuff that makes you feel better, no, that's not a good thing.
No, it's not. And it feels really weird to be like, hey, sweetie, I love you, but can you please not touch me ever again?
Libido. Yeah.
I know how to say Play-Doh.
Yes, that's actually how I pronounced the philosopher in front of my class the other day.
Oh my god, Play-Doh.
I said Play-Doh, and I was like, wait, no, that's a 5
Then again,
large.
he shaped our view on stuff, so...
You're awesome. Thank you.
Who is also? Me? Yeah.
Yeah, you. Alright. Kittens can pounce, right?
Yes. And if they don't, you throw them at stuff. Psychotherapy or what did you do?
Kittens, my troll, just made a 5+ dodge, pouncing on the ball carrier, rolling a both down and knocking himself out. I love kittens. Kittens are cool.
Sounds a bit like my cat.
Yeah, what's her name again? Onyxia?
Her
full name, actually.
Her full name is Mischief Onyxia Ballsack fucking cat.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Yeah, she's a sphinx, hence the ballsack.
Actually, Puppy, it wasn't a 4+ really stupid because I put music here. So the kitten was inspired by the music to pounce. I think the dice roll shows it as a... No, yeah, it shows 2+ really stupid.
Is there any side effects depression pills don't have? No. The thing is,
Yeah.
at least here, I don't know how it's in the rest of the world, but as soon as you get on a medication and anything changes, really, you have to report it to your doctor, and the doctor takes it to the pharmaceutical thingies, and they update the pamphlet. But
Yeah, so
a lot of
they
the
don't
things,
just specifically test for side effects, but they gather the info everywhere.
exactly, and that also means that a lot of the side effects may not even be caused by the pills. That's why you have issues like weight gain and weight loss in the same pills. Because 100,000 people gained weight and another 100,000 lost it.
Well, I'd like to think that those kinds of statistics are a bit more informed, because if what you would study is yeah, so this is bad, because if I bribe this, then I can't bribe the other ones, and I kind of like to keep my fanatics. Yeah, so we can't afford to bribe meds here, because I have to field everything basically. Sorry, distracted. So basically what they would do is they would compare the numbers on people experiencing this when on their meds with when not on their meds. And so they would say, okay, do people experience weight gain and weight loss more than people who are not on the meds? And if they just fluctuate more both ways, then you'd say, well, it causes both. But if they just show the normal levels, you would say it causes neither, because obviously everyone in the world will occasionally lose or gain weight. That's kind of...
And not to mention the fact that depression usually causes you to either stop eating or overeating. And that's not the med. Fuck, my first round with meds, I think I gained 20 kilos or something in 6 months.
Yeah.
And this time around, I had absolutely no fucking appetite at all. Is it bad when you have to remind yourself to go get, oh shit, I need a meal replacement because I haven't eaten in 48 hours?
Yeah, that doesn't sound particularly helpful.
Hey, Sid the coach. Welcome. Hey, Mikey. I have issues saying your name, so I'm just gonna call you Mike. Let's see here. We had some questions here. Problem in my country is the docs tend to put you on pills and then do nothing more. We have kind of the same issue here. I think you get 5 sessions with a therapist when you are diagnosed with a depression. And that's not a lot.
Sorry, I notice I get distracted by game stuff.
No, it's okay. You're actually trying to play a game. This was supposed to be a chill stream, so you do you, boo. I am from Sweden, the land of IKEA, Minecraft, and ABBA. Wait, are you actually losing this?
No.
Oh yeah, Callis Caviar. I hate that shit. Jupi, are you also Swede? No, exercise. We forgot to put in exercise.
We're pushing this goblin, okay.
Exercise is actually really good when you are depressed. It's just hard to even get out of the door to get the fucking exercise.
Yeah. There's the POW. Oh, I didn't even need to do that last square, did I? Because I can't go here anyway. Yeah, that was silly.
I have no idea what you're doing.
Exercise is definitely important. What I'm doing is one turning.
Okay.
Actually, this is bad because now I'm in the way, aren't I? So I have to go here now. Yeah, doing that one extra square actually wound up costing me instead of helping me.
You are aware of that I'm a few seconds after you, right? So I have no idea.
It's fine. I'd rather have that than the cracking voice.
Yeah, true. Did that get better by the way?
Yeah, as long as you remember to press, keep the, oh, look at that. We did it. Awesome. Awareness has just scored a touchdown.
Woo! We're not
Go
losing
us.
anymore. Pass by.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, exercise is a tricky one because, especially when we're talking about depression. Exercise is one of the best things to do when you're depressed, but people who suffer from depression tend to have issues with motivation, like a lot.
Kinda
Yeah,
one of the
this
deals
one.
with depression, yeah?
Come on. Hey, thanks, Mordrek. Appreciate that. That's going
I
to
will
be...
slide into your DMs, sheepy.
Yeah, and let's save the fungus. Wow. So, that cheer right there is going to go to the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation, which is a foundation which researches treatments for and cures for mental health issues. So they fund empirical research, but really focused on mental health and active cures, and not just not just fundamental research, which normally I'm really in favor of, but for today, I figured this bit fit better. Wait, we're on offense. I was about to set up for defense. That was dumb.
How about overdoing exercise as an escape mechanism? I wouldn't say escape mechanism. I would actually consider that borderline self-harm.
Depends on how much you overdo it. I mean, if you overdo it in the sense of I feel like I'm spending more time on this than I can afford to, I don't think that's something you want to worry about too much. I mean, yeah, there are extreme forms. If you overexert your body, and then you might be talking self-harm. In fact, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking more the motivation to why you're doing it. If you're doing it because, well, this actually makes me feel good about myself and it calms me down, fine, keep doing it. If you're doing it because you're punishing yourself, like, I am a bad person if I can't do this, then fucking stop.
Yeah, same goes for...
That's so easy to say.
Same goes for not eating, which is also a very common self-punishment behavior.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I used to do that earlier when I was young. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, no. Oh, depression just threw psychopathy, and psychopathy is now stunned.
What is psychopathy?
It's when you're a psychopath. You suffer from psychopathy.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Too much of anything is bad. It's like games too. Games can be a great escape and really helpful for dealing with mental health struggles, but it can also become an addiction and a problem in their own right.
Very, very valid. Absolutely. I mean, I don't think I was suffering from any mental health issues, well, when I became addicted to gaming, unless you count other addictions, I guess. But yeah, gaming addiction is definitely a pretty serious topic as well. I guess watching streams addiction might be too. I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Escapism is definitely a thing, yes.
Yes, Loki. So it matches the not eating, then binging, self-harm thing. Yeah, I would actually talk to my doctor about that. Yeah, that's maybe something we should talk about. How do you get help?
How do you get help? So,
yeah,
go see the doctor. I mean, if you think you may be suffering from these kinds of issues, the first step is check with your GP.
Yeah, talk to them, see what they say, and if they say that, okay, well, you suffer from this, I'm going to give you pills. Give the pills a chance, please.
Yes,
please.
And give the pills enough of a chance that they actually work, because you often hear from people trying out meds, and then after a week going, or after a day even, well, it didn't work, and that's because it doesn't work that fast.
You have to wait. I think that my pills, the ones I'm eating now, I think it said that you have to wait at least 6 weeks until you can tell if they're working or not. Are you more susceptible to dependencies when depressed and or burnt out? Do you know that?
I don't have any idea or numbers on that. No.
Let's save that for Dot. I'm gonna put that in a separate document so we can ask Dot.
Yeah, so I have to point out that while she is a trained psychologist, her expertise is actually youth psychology. So while she is more of an expert than I am, chances are that some of these things she'd have to look up to. So
at least she knows where to look it up.
Yeah. What can you do for someone who does self-harm if they won't go to a doctor? I think one of the most important things is that you don't make them feel like you judge them, because they're doing this out of a coping mechanism, trying to find a way that makes their internal pain manageable, and the only way they can figure out how to do that. Goodbye, fungus. The only way they can figure out how to do that is with this, and it does. They know it doesn't work for them really. They know that they're hurtful, but they don't know how to do it differently. And if you make them feel like what they're doing is bad, then they're going to suffer more for that. So what you can do is you can try and understand what they're going through, try and be there for them, make them feel loved and cared for. That's the most important thing.
And when it comes to the self-harm, make sure that, okay, this is going to sound so weird, but make sure that they are safe if they feel like they have to do it.
Like having clean blades and antiseptics and stuff like that?
Especially the wound treatment thingy. Make sure that you have shit at home. And one thing I found really helpful is actually telling them that, okay, I don't mind you doing this. Well, I do mind you doing this, but I'm not going to shame you for it.
Yeah.
When you feel like you have to do it, come talk to me first.
Yeah, I had that conversation with someone not too long ago.
And did it work?
I can't be 100% sure, but she didn't come to me, but yeah.
I think that the whole feeling safe part is a major deal when it comes to self-harm, because people who self-harm knows that it's not normal, and there is a lot of shame and guilt from the beginning. In the UK, you can have someone self-harming who won't speak. Taken to hospital. Yeah, we do that here too, if they are deemed as
a danger to themselves.
Yes, exactly. Which you technically are.
Well, I mean, realistically, you don't necessarily have to be a danger if you're. I mean, you could. People do all kinds of weird stuff, right? And some of it's really dangerous, and other stuff isn't that dangerous. I'm not saying that it's a good idea, but it needn't be as dramatic. And if someone has this under control and they're doing it in a controlled manner, I don't think locking them up would be the right thing to do.
I rarely think that locking anyone up. In Sweden, it needs to be life-threatening before you can be locked down. Yes, that's mostly because our mental health budget is very limited right now.
I'm not gonna get safe anywhere. That's kind of bad.
But yeah, the self-harm thing is really harsh, because when you're doing it, your body and your brain is created to make you survive and take care of yourself, basically, for the better of the race or fucking species is the word I'm looking for. And there you go and fuck that up by hurting yourself. It's extremely hard to live with that, and most harm people do.
Monkey Juice is saying locked up is really negative. It's a hospital, not a prison. If you send someone forcibly into a mental health hospital who is not endangering their own lives, that feels like getting locked up. I mean, I've talked to people who have been locked up like that, and for these people who I know, it's largely done more harm than good. I don't feel so thing is I think today sharing stuff is good, but I can't really talk about other people's experiences, so I'm gonna have to shut up about that, because while I think I want to share and I want you guys to share, I want to share on your behalf, basically. Yeah.
The fear of being essentially locked up, isn't it? Inpatient facility is actually something that caused me to avoid seeking help. Oh shit! I bumped the mic. I think that's a huge deal. But you don't get locked up easily anymore. At least not here.
No.
You really try to help people in their own environment because, like Sage said, in some cases being locked up makes worse things worse, bad things worse. This stream could also be renamed How Amazing Our Brain Is, and is not. That is so true.
Oh, I missed. I missed by a lot.
It sure must feel locked up once trapped. Sorry?
Cum is saying in chat, mental stuff taking over of good stuff, which kind of fits the game right now.
I don't know how often people actually get strapped to a bed and force fed. I think that is when they are actually considered suicidal and like you said, a danger to themselves.
Well, I mean, I do think that most people working in care facilities and most people making the decision to put you there mean well. And I do think that on average across the entire system, it probably does well too. But especially if you're a relatively well-functioning person and you are placed among a group of people with very severe issues, and this applies especially to young people, to teenagers and stuff, then that surrounding might shape you more than your disorder itself did. And that's really worrisome for the end result of placing people there. Thanks, Saber. Thank you, appreciate that. So this would also be a good time to point out that any and all donations, bits, cheers, etc., made today by you guys will go to the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation in full. So 100% of the revenue of today's stream will be going there. So normally I don't really like begging for stuff too much, but since it's not for me, do go and drop us some, or drop them some, I should say. Thanks.
I had a bunch of panic attacks 2 summers ago. Leading up to it, I told myself it was normal and that I was being a wuss. You're not a wuss. You're never a wuss.
Yeah. This is something that people experience a lot. Like, they don't want to admit to themselves that their issues are real. In part because it makes them feel like they're weak by admitting it. In part because they don't know what's going on. In part because they're scared of what it means for their lives if they do admit to it.
Yeah, that one is hard.
Which one?
Admitting to yourself that I'm actually sick. Got help now, an app called Mindshift and Meds. Yeah, feel free to talk about and share apps and websites and stuff that have helped you.
I can't even get a half die, can I? Because this guy can't reach a spot where he assists. Or let's...
Have fun, UPA! Monkey juice. It's fair enough that it can be negative for some, I don't doubt that. I've been to a psychiatric hospital as an inpatient, and it's very my experience is that, while intense, it's very helpful. Yeah, I think that depends a bit on the hospital, and I'm not against quote-unquote locking people up. But I think it has to be done properly.
I think a lot of the times the treatment or the locking up is done because we don't know any better, because we don't know how to really help someone. And a lot of the situations that people wind up in are also temporary, right? I mean, the crisis facilities are not quite the same as a full-on treatment facility, but they're what we have at the time. And money is limited for this kind of stuff, and way too limited quite frequently. I know that in the Netherlands we've had a shift in how money works for these kinds of things. Right. See you, Mike Hero.
Bye, Mike.
So, for example, basically the state has decided that money for youth help is no longer going to be coming from the state, but rather from the individual cities. And that instead of combining that reform with, well, we're going to need some extra money to arrange this, no, this was a budget cut. So not only is the organization changed, but the new organization, which has no experience with it, has to do the same work with less money at the same time, which is... And those kinds of things, they can really, really hurt so many people.
I spent a couple of weeks in inpatient 2 years ago, self-admitted, added some sort of nice stability to daily life. I think that routines is extremely important when you have issues with the depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
You need to hang your life up on something. You have to have good points. I need to do this. And yes, extremely isolating. Yeah, I imagine. I never been that bad because I've never been suicidal. And like UPA said, it's the only real way to get treatment here. Well, that kind of very, very what do you call it? Extreme help. Sorry, wordsing is hard right now.
Wordsing is hard, sure.
Routine helps me from procrastination, which I do to avoid scary work. Yes. I never procrastinate anything at all.
You'd never lie either, right?
Nope. I'd never. Kitten's confidence, hugs, awareness, and music lift. Damn!
Oh, music's gone.
Everyone else does.
Yeah, we've got hugs, kittens, and confidence, and awareness.
Music. And music recording.
No, that was gone now. Music left.
Oh, damn it!
That's okay.
My go-to treatment is gone.
Yeah, I fired orgasms before we even... I fired orgasms. Okay. I'm not going to finish that. Oh yeah, that is nice, Nagati Night. I almost missed awareness.
Oh my god. So you're losing the game.
By I mean, Cum still has all of his players. No, that's not true. He's got 10. And I've lost everything. I had one good turn, and that's where I made the touchdown.
Damn it! Come, stop being good.
Well, it's more my team being bad, really. They've... Yeah. Oh well. Good thing is, Blood Bowl's in. I mean, getting to ignore this negativity that it gives you is actually equality. I'd like to think I have it. Thank you as well for your input, Monkey Juice. Appreciate it.
And have a great day at uni. Drop by Discord if you want to.
Yeah,
we'll be there.
So this match is almost over. So, confidence is injured. Oh.
Yes, it is. Very much so. Yeah, you really should stop hitting stuff. Come on, be a good guy.
Do we still have awareness, or did awareness go to? No, I think we only have kittens and kittens and hugs left.
Well, they are the two best treatments, so...
Yeah, looks like the bad guys win.
And for once, the bad guys are actually bad guys.
So, what are we talking? 4, 5, 5, 2, 6, 2, 1 die. Yeah, I made the 4! Whoa, halfway there.
Oh, pigeon on a pear.
It was funnier with the graphic, though.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, where is awareness then? I don't see awareness anymore. Ah! I missed awareness. Thank you, Salmolo. I was like, wait, do we still have him? No, I think we lost him somewhere. I was, again, unaware of awareness. But thanks. Well, this is just background chatter anyway. So, what have we learned so far? Burnout's a bitch. Depression's a
kittens and
bitch.
hugs and awareness are the best treatment.
Well, awareness merely got stunned. Awareness keeps getting covered up, which is sadly appropriate. That's true. Right, we're gonna blitz you because then we can foul you there, in theory.
I have to ask you guys. I'm a girl, and duh.
What? Wait. Can you do the Batman voice?
You want to talk to Batman? I promise I'm a girl. Why are you laughing at me?
Always be yourself. Unless you can be Batman. Then you better be Batman.
I can't be Batman for too long, though. It hurts.
Yeah, your voice will be so so ruined. Someone clip that, by the way.
No clipping of anything.
Yeah, I use that sometimes when I'm out at the bars and people come. It rarely happens anymore that people come up and hit on me. But when they do and I don't really want them to, I talk like that. They have a tendency of running away really quickly.
The difference is just so huge.
Oh, then you haven't even heard my cute voice.
This isn't it?
No, this is my normal one.
Oh. Dare I ask?
I don't know if you do, but you kinda sorta wanna hear it, I think so. Because this is totally adorbs.
Yeah, I was more impressed by Batman, to be honest. Apparently I forgot to hit enter or something. I don't know. I thought it was Cum's turn. Nope.
I can see you face palming right now on stream. It's hilarious.
Oh well.
Okay, I'm actually pretty happy that most people think that it's a horrifying voice.
It is scarier than Batman, yes, but Batman is more impressive. No worries, Cum. Thanks for playing me so early in the morning.
Yay! Congratulations, Cum and Sage.
Yes, dealing with life and succeeding. Yay! Oh well. So far, this hasn't been that stressful yet. How are you doing?
I think my meds are kicking in. Makes a decent Harley Quinn though, so you can Batman RP yourself. That sounds so bad.
That's actually true. That's actually true, Nicotine. Nice. You should totally do a stream where you do that once. We're going to be continuing this with another match soon. Also, in about 15 minutes, my friend Dot will be joining us on Discord. And if you guys want to discuss stuff with an actual psychologist, she's going to be there for you. We will also be here. I should be playing another match, maybe against Cheap, because he said he was going to be around that time. So I'm going to go for a pee and a smoke and stuff like that, and I'm going to be very relaxed, because that is kind of the point of today. Alright YouTube, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, remember to leave it a thumbs up at the bottom. And of course, if you'd like to see more videos, do check out the channel and hit subscribe on your top right.